What's cooking? Welcome to What's Cooking right here on Citi TV. My name is Apioko. Now in the month of March, and when we think March, it means it's Heritage Month. Not just here at Citi TV and Citi FM, but across Ghana. We celebrate Ghana. We eat Ghana. We live Ghana. We dance Ghana. We bath Ghana. We do everything Ghana. And just as our theme for this year says, we make it Ghana. So I do encourage you to make it Ghana throughout the month. Now, today on What's Cooking, miawe zolo, egbe miade, Eworkple, Bobi Tadi, pakli nagoti jogbo, pakli makani jogbo. So let me put it into English for you. We're making some ever dishes here today on What's Cooking, and we're starting off with some Eworkple. It's one of the akplens, and when my guest joins me, we'll talk a lot more about the different kinds of akplens and what that means to the Ever culture here in Ghana, and of course beyond, because we do have people of Ever descent who live beyond Ghana's shores. All right, and then we're also making some sweet potato pottage, cocoyam pottage. Other parts of Ghana we call it poto, very similar, but the Evers we call it jogbo. So nagoti, sweet potato, makani is cocoyam. All right, so when my guest comes again, we'll get into that. Let me remind you that this show is proudly sponsored by Fanai. So nice, and many of us grew up eating Fanai. So in the month of Heritage, go look for Fanai. Specifically, I encourage you to look for the Fanai's American vanilla flavor. It's got some chocolate chip in there, authentic chocolate, and then you can toss some plantain chips in there, some coconut shavings, some bits and pieces of achomo, whatever you want to make it more Ghanaian in March. We're also sponsored by Frital, and Frital says you deserve a life of goodness, and you really do, especially if you live in Ghana, right? And last but definitely not the least, Tasty Tom Fakakra Naye Bebre is also a sponsor of the show. Let's go for a break, and when we come back, I introduce my guests and we get cooking the Ever way. Welcome back. This is still What's Cooking on no other station but Citi TV. My name is Apioko, and I did say earlier, I repeat it for those of you who are just joining us, that today we're going Ever. It's Heritage Month here at Citi FM, TV, but in Ghana, really. And we're making it Ghana in the kitchen. And we can't get it wrong with any kind of Ever dish. So we're making some Eworkple with our Bobi Tadi. We're making nagoti jogbo, makani jogbo, all sorts of interesting things, okay? But I have to introduce my guest. Before I do, remember that this show is sponsored by Tasty Tom Fakakra Naye Bebre. Of course, Frital, you deserve a life of goodness, and Fanais, so nice. Now it's time to welcome my guest. I'll tell you her name when she makes her grand entrance, because I know she likes to do it big. So, Davies, are you there?
Yesue vadem kaba, Yesue vadem kaba, Anibale jolege hallelujah. Yesue vadem kaba, Apato Yesue vadem kaba, Yesue vadem kaba, Anibale jolege hallelujah. Yesue vadem kaba. Yesue vadem kaba, Yesue vadem kaba, Anibale jolege hallelujah. Yesue vadem kaba, Apato Yesue vadem kaba, Yesue vadem kaba, Anibale jolege hallelujah. Yesue vadem kaba, Abosangule Christo tawo yomaji. Yesue vadem kaba, Corona haba onibanji. Yesue vadem kaba, Tunya blaga yomaji tifo. Yesue vadem kaba, Amawu prefi viva sobo
Well, who better to come out with us today than the Bethel Revival Choir?
Who does that? No, we had a conversation. I said, sis, Edinam, when you're coming, make a grand. So no, I'm coming. Then she comes to the Bethel Revival Choir.
Well, after all, it's Heritage Month.
It is. It is.
Ghana Month.
It is. But let me introduce you properly, like the queen that you are.
Well.
Yeah, Mamaga, Novinye, Tassi, Node, Dada,
Dadia,
everything.
Ate, all of it.
them. Edinam Bright Davies. Ghana's answer to CC Winans and, all of them. Good to have you, sis.
Good to
and
be
of course,
on the
Edinam
set,
is
finally.
the host of Adoration right here on Citi TV and the co-host of Rivers of Worship on Citi FM. You hear her with some men's, the big boss, some
Doing
on
that thing on
Sunday, doing their
Sundays.
thing. And she is a minister extraordinaire. Look, we call her the voice. It's the voice. When she opens her mouth, the voice comes out, and people fall. In the name of the Spirit. We love to have you.
Good to be here. Wow, thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I've been raving and, just going on and on about all the things that we are making today.
Yeah. Some of my favorites, I should say. So let's get cooking before, it starts raining here.
Definitely.
So today we're going to make good old Bobi Tadi and Eworkple. And then we're going to make some sweet potato pottage, which is nagoti jogbo. And then we're also going to make some cocoyam pottage as well. And then
that's makani
jogbo. And then I just have some oat flour here.
Yeah, so let me just say this about Edinam. She has all these interesting experiments. She is a professional cook, okay? When it comes to the kitchen, she doesn't just cook for fun. She does it professionally too. And where are we beginning from?
Well, we're going to start with the Bobi because it's the most labor-intensive part of this whole
be so small and so troublesome at the same time?
It is quite. It's quite troublesome. So a lot of people won't attempt. I won't actually order Bobi Tadi anywhere unless I know who's making it.
You're not sure if it's been cleaned properly.
If it's been cleaned properly. Cleaning properly means getting rid of the sand in it. That's the main thing. So a lot of people just avoid it. And you know how annoying it is to just chew on grape.
Yeah. No. Nobody wants that.
So to take this, get rid of all the sand and all that, the first part is...
Okay. Do we need a bowl?
Yes, we need a bowl.
Okay.
So we need to take off the head. So in doing that, we take it off from there, all the way up to the head.
Okay.
And make sure that bit is gone. I mean, you don't really get much left.
Yeah, it's so tight.
So you get all that off. So we'll need something else to put it in. But I'm going to put it on the side.
That's like half of the Bobi.
So you try one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
basically, you take it from there.
All right. So from here.
Yeah.
Seems like I want to get the most difficult one. Okay, so from here.
That's it.
I did it.
That's it. And then we do that and then...
Oh.
So that's it. So let's do that really quickly. So that's the first thing I'll do. Okay. And get rid of all that. But those who actually do like poultry feed can use the head.
Okay.
They can, mill it with their poultry feed. I know a lot of people do that.
Okay. So you're saying that a human being shouldn't eat it, or
not really? I mean, if you like eating great hair, I can't stop you, but really, no.
And Bobi, in English, those are anchovies.
Anchovies, yes.
Yes.
So now you've learned how to clean.
Yes,
so that's the first step.
So that's the first step.
So this is what it looks like
So can I call myself a Bobi connoisseur now?
You know what? I'm going to give you a certificate. We let everybody know that you've passed that.
Are you going to sign it?
You've done that course. I'm going to sign it, yes. So this is what it should look like when you've taken the head off. So this is just the first stage.
Right.
So when we're done with that, we clean it.
Okay.
Now, the cleaning is another process. So I'll clean this about 3 or 4 times.
Okay. So that means we need some water?
I need some water.
Okay, so let me go fetch some water.
And then we need to put this in...
Can I fetch the water right into this bowl?
Please do that. And then we need to keep the head in another bowl.
And I know you like lemon in your liha.
I do.
Yes, fresh lemon.
Fresh
I actually went to pluck it from a tree. So it's in here.
You do all. Thank you. So we need something to put these in. And I'll show you what this, another trick with this one as well.
Okay.
So in cleaning this, like once you put it in the water and you start cleaning it, you get the docker view out of it.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, because now it becomes obvious.
Yes, it becomes obvious. So you can get all those, clean it out nicely. We're going to fry it in oil.
Okay. Well, we've got fritol.
We've got fritol, so why not?
I mean, we've got tasty tom, so we might as well do a tomato sauce.
Yeah, we have to do a tomato sauce because you have that option as well. And then also that makes it, today everything is quite expensive. If you make a tomato sauce, everybody can have a little bit.
That's true.
Agbama Tadi is kind of like personal. Yeah, Agbama Tadi is really, really personal.
That's true.
All right, so we're going to fry some, and we've got some fritol.
Okay.
So let's use this one. Well, I like the fritol.
Yeah, they're cute, aren't they? Okay, let me light the fire for you.
Yeah. So we get it nice and crisp.
All right.
Can I have one of those? Yes, thank you. So that's frying nicely.
Okay.
We don't want to put too much. If you put too much, it doesn't cook well enough. So,
okay.
So we'll leave that in there to fry.
And we need it to be crispy.
Yes.
Are we adding anything, salt, anything like that?
No, not at the moment. I think it'll get all the salt from
the sauce.
Yes.
Wonderful.
So now we can start cutting our onions.
Okay.
So I was saying that with the tomatoes, I like chopping my tomatoes.
Yes.
But you don't get much out of it when you chop it. So I'll advise.
Okay, so you want all the juice in there and everything.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we're gonna blend it. So chop away.
Okay. All right.
And let's check on our Bobi.
Okay. How's it doing?
It's doing well. It's doing well. Okay, so our tomatoes, chop some onions.
So this is just 2 tomatoes?
2 tomatoes.
Okay.
I mean, you can use more.
Okay.
I mean, depending on how much Bobi you've got.
So with our Bobi Tadi, especially when we're doing the tomato sauce, do we want a lot of sauce around the Bobi, or we want the Bobi to stand proud in it, and when you look at it, you see that there are these things swimming in there? How do we do it?
I think it just depends on taste.
Okay.
But if it's Bobi Tadi, then you want to see a lot of Bobi.
It should represent,
yes,
no?
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, so I think we're good with this.
So we're blending
now. We're blending. So
all right.
What I like to do is just
adding the peppers.
It all done.
Okay.
So get all the peppers in.
Okay.
It's Bobi Tadi.
Okay, so it's for the peppers.
It's fish. We put the peppers here.
Okay.
It's fish. So
this is a Tadi, right?
Some people say a Tadi.
Tadi.
Jibolo Tadi.
Jibolo Tadi.
I like, in fact, I'm using the greens. I'm mixing it up, but I actually like the red just for color.
Okay.
Yes. So
and they're hotter.
They're quite hot.
I be scared?
So you should be very scared, but it should be hot enough. You're gonna have it with a wok plan.
I'm scared.
It's fish.
Yeah, but I like it the way you do it. It's not too hot.
It's not too hot. Okay, we'll manage it. We're gonna have some tomato puree in there as well.
Well, of course.
So I think we'll get that open for us.
Okay.
So we're done with that.
And to think that we haven't even added any spices yet.
No.
It smells great.
It's got its own flavor. And yes, go ahead.
I'm curious because there's no salt. Okay, it's still a bit hot, obviously. Didn't think that through. But it tastes like there's salt on it.
Yeah. And then the salt, too much salt is not very good for you anyway.
No, it tastes like there's salt on it. Oh, this is fabulous. Okay, so, I mean, sis, let's finish up the Bobi. I'm sure by the time we come back, we'd have done all the frying. We need to go for a break. This is still What's Cooking right here on Citi TV. I'm here with the Edinam Bride Davies, chef extraordinaire, singer extraordinaire, my sister in ever and in life. We'll be right back.
Citi TV is live. On DSTV, go to channel 363. On GoTV, access Citi TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV on your television. Citi TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. Citi TV, it's your world.
Welcome back. What's Cooking hasn't gone anywhere. We're still here and we're still making our Bobi Tadi. We're getting ready to get right into our Eworkple. And then, of course, we still have our jogbo, our nagoti jogbo, and then also our makani jogbo to work on. And I'm here with Edinam Bride Davies, singer, chef, beautiful woman all round, and at least I get to say I know her. She's the host of Adoration here on Citi TV and the co-host of Rivers of Worship on 97.3 Citi FM, and she's just been cooking up a grand storm here. Hi, we're back.
Yes, we're back.
Okay, so before we went on the break, we finished frying or toasting our Bobi.
Well, we didn't toast it. We fried it in oil.
Okay, so we fried. That's true. In frital. In
frital,
yeah,
yes.
because we deserve a life of goodness. You know. Yes. So we did that with the Bobi, and then we had our tomatoes and peppers blended, Scotch bonnet peppers blended together.
Exactly.
Yes. There's some onions in there.
Some onions in there.
Okay, so all that is blended. That's here, which means we need to get started with our sauce. However, during the break, we put our cocoyam that's a makani, on fire. It takes a while to soften, and really, it doesn't take much to boil cocoyam. This is what it looks like. You can get it in our markets. Okay, you peel it, wash it. It was nicely cut up, and then you just put it on the fire to, you know, just like you're boiling yam, really, or potatoes, Irish potatoes. Same concept, okay? So that we can
just
move
cube
quickly.
It to make it cook really quickly. And then, so what we're going to do with the sauce, we fried the Bobi. And, you know, like, we want to get all the Bobi juices and everything.
Very necessary.
So what we're going to do is we'll we'll make our tomato sauce.
Okay.
In the oil, we fry the Bobi in. Yes. But what I'd advise is just strain it so you don't have any sand left at the bottom. Okay. So now that is done, I'm just going to chop some onions into it. I love my onions anyway.
Oh, yeah,
and
so
they're
do I.
healthy for you.
So
They're
do
good
I.
for you. So.
And unlike a lot of people, I actually like to see chunks of onions in my food.
Wow.
When they're nice and soft, there's a little sweetness to them, and, you know, I like it. I like it.
So we have some, you know, use as much as you want. I use a lot of onions.
Okay.
So once that goes in, we put our tomatoes,
Okay.
our blended stuff in there.
Okay. We have our tasty tom here as well.
Yes, we can add a little bit of that
so let me open it up. Okay. So it doesn't matter that the blended tomatoes, the tomato puree is going in before the tomato paste?
So, I mean, different people have all kinds of methods of cooking, but
Absolutely.
honestly, I'm not sure that that's what spoils the broth.
That's what our great-great-great-grandmothers were doing.
Yeah. Okay. So I add a little bit of that. So depending on how much tomatoes you're using, you know, just gauge it and add. For this volume, I would use maybe 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we going to add salt at this point?
Yes, we can add
I also
some
see that we have some powdered dried shrimps.
I like my natural spices.
Yeah.
So as much as possible.
I love that
I
about
would.
you.
Yes. I add a little bit of, you know, So I keep talking about they're quite expensive. So it's what's affordable, but what's healthy for the family.
Of course.
You know.
Of course.
So I'm going to use a little bit of powdered shrimp.
Okay.
And then powdered herring.
So this is the same kind of powdered shrimp that we use in our shito.
That's
Ghana's
right.
famous black shito,
That's
black
right.
pepper sauce. Okay.
So try that.
Yeah.
It makes quite a difference.
The
to
herrings
the
are
taste.
really smooth.
Yes.
I don't think I've seen powdered herrings this smooth before.
I won't normally use them. I mean, because what we are making is Bobi. We don't want to mar the taste
Okay.
with anything else. So,
So just a
to be
little.
honest with you, generally when I'm actually cooking Bobi Tadi at home, I don't add any of these things. I don't. I just because the Bobi has its own
Vibe.
flavor.
Yeah, its own vibe,
So,
man.
exactly. So you don't actually need to add that. If I was making a regular tomato sauce, I would add that.
I know I still can't get over the fact that that would be like there's no salt in it, but
No salt added to it.
it's a wonderful
But
snack.
It's ready.
I mean, we haven't eaten today, so me, I'm. All right.
Yeah, you get going. But then for our makani jogbo, we're gonna put some dry herrings in there.
Okay.
And then some onions and tomatoes to boil with the makani.
It's like we're making the soup.
We're making the soup, yes. So we get everything going together. So I have the herrings here. I've washed it. And like my mom would say, everything has to be washed with rock salt properly. So we've washed it. And we're going to drop that
Adangu.
in there. Adangu, yes.
Ajaquin.
Uh-huh. And the water for our Eworkple is also going.
It's almost at the boil, actually.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna add those in there. We'll put about 4 in there. That should be okay for this.
Yeah.
But you know, makani is not actually very common. I was talking to my parents about this actually, and they said nagoti was
As in from
more
where
common.
you come
Yes.
from.
All right, so
I
while
do
this is
like
going-
water yam, though.
You do?
I do.
Well,
I find it
enjoyed
very interesting.
I enjoyed it once upon a time, but I don't think.
These days, not so much.
Yeah, I don't think I've eaten water yam recently.
And I'm not much of a yam fan, so I don't know if it's because it's less common in terms of what people would typically use in their kitchen, and so that's why I'm excited by unique things.
So basically, that's our soup going as well. So I've got
see
our
it.
pepper on
I see
there,
The village
tomatoes,
way.
the village
You
way.
throw everything
Yes,
into the pot.
that's it.
That's how it's done.
All right. So whilst that is going on, our water is on there for a
So
Eworkple.
let's talk about the Eworkple.
The Eworkple,
What
yes.
is a Eworkple? I mean, we have people say akple. You know, you think of akple, you think of fetri flour.
Yeah.
You know, that's okra stew.
Fajita.
Okra soup, and we'll be making that at some point during this Heritage Month here on Citi. I don't think a lot of people realize that okra soup is also an ever thing.
Yes.
You know, but a lot of people know this too. But when you think of akple, we think of our normal banku, right?
Just like cassava dough, corn dough, but there are different varieties of akple as well. And today we just focus on the Eworkple. So the Eworkple is made from the dry corn meal. So it's just the dry corn milled and then made into your swallow. Like I was saying, a lot of people say that I think it's healthier, it's lighter as well.
Okay, so what do we do next?
Okay, so
Since
next,
our
so our stew is getting on really well.
Beautiful.
Our makani jogbo is on. Our water is on for Eworkple.
Okay.
So I think the next thing is the nagoti. Yes. We'll do the nagoti. So what I'll do with this one is I also make a tomato sauce base for this one.
Okay.
So we'll quickly do that. And then what I like to do, some people may cook this separately in water and then add it to the stew. But
so is the tomato sauce base basically the same as what we've done for the Bobi Tadi?
Yes, except that we are making that one in the Bobi Tadi oil.
Oh, so I made this stew earlier, and then they push all the ingredients aside.
So here's one I made earlier.
Yes, it is.
So this one has, like all the steps as we demonstrated earlier.
Okay.
So this
So the
one.
only difference is that we are not doing, we are not making the tomato sauce for the jugbo in the Bobi Tadi.
That's the only
oil.
difference. That's the only difference. So the tomatoes, the onions, add a little bit of tomato sauce, tomato puree to it. But all we're gonna do that's different is we're adding the Bobi to the Bobi Tadi, and then we're adding. I like to do it with a bit of salmon.
Okay, so how is our tomato sauce, our stew for the jugbo
Our
doing?
Bobi Tadi is done. The stew for the
Can I eat it?
on its own.
But I'm hungry.
Oh. Well, Eworkple is really like quick.
Yeah, it is though.
So
Eworkple is,
let's
like,
get on with it. The
much faster than bamboo.
Makani jugbo is coming along.
Taking shape.
So for the Eworkple, what I'm going to do is we're going to take some of the corn flour
Okay.
and then put it in some water and in okay, so that's like making a little porridge. So you make a little paste.
Like a cocoa.
A cocoa, yes. Make a little paste with the corn flour and add it to the hot water. But some people also cook the Eworkple straight from the hot water without making this process.
But we are trying to avoid lumps. Like let's not play games.
Avoid. If you're not, like if you're experienced, go for it.
Let's not play games. No. Look,
No.
some risks are not necessary.
They're not necessary.
If there's a way to minimize risk, let's do it.
Listen, and I'm a late comer on the whole Eworkple thing, but mom enjoys my Eworkple, and that's it. In my family, when you cook for mom and she eats it and enjoys it,
You've arrived in life.
That's it.
You've arrived in life. So our water is boiling.
Our water is boiling nicely. So we need and then some people add salt to their Eworkple. Some people don't.
Okay.
Yes. And mom tells me that the people from Keta area don't add salt to their Eworkple. But we add.
But you do.
Yes, we add salt.
And you
so just
are
a little
from?
bit. We're from Kliko.
Hey, it's okay.
So yes.
So do we add it to the cocoa,
just
add
add
the
it
cocoa
to
stage or to the water?
The water. Just a
So
pinch of salt.
tiny bit.
Yeah, just a tiny bit of salt. That's
that okay?
good. That's okay. Yes. I'm not a much of a salt eater, so.
Neither am I.
Yeah. So that's it. So we pour this in to make a little porridge. So the idea is to let this cook down really well, and then your Eworkple really just takes within 10 minutes. It's done.
It's done.
Yeah. So when this boils, we're ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're covering it for now.
We're covering it
Okay.
too, but you need to keep an eye on it because
So
it
that
tends to boil
of course,
over.
It doesn't become lumpy and all that.
Not lumpy, but it boils over.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
easily.
So you just need to keep an eye on it.
Okay. And then our nagoti jugbo.
Yes.
So
the
we've
way
got the salmon in
yes,
there.
I've got the salmon in there. So you can either make it with just the tomato sauce and your nagoti, and then I think maybe I've anglicized it. I don't know. So I tend to grill some salmon on the side, so you can have it with grilled grilled mackerel, I should say, grilled mackerel on the side. But now I've actually put smoked salmon in it.
Okay.
So we're gonna put our nagoti in.
Smells divine.
So now I like to cook my.
So this was made with what kind of oil?
This was also made with frito.
With frito.
Yes,
Okay.
sunflower oil.
Okay.
So I put my.
But it's actually smells like there's palm oil in there.
Does it?
It does.
Okay.
And interesting.
So I think the smoked mackerel gives it a whole different kind of flavor. So I put the mackerel in first, and just remember that mackerel can smell a bit fishy.
Yes.
So when you're making a sauce, you want your mackerel to go in and then get cooked nicely with a stew before you. So I'm gonna just put that in to cook down.
Okay.
And then we're good.
So
our nagoti is in.
Nagoti, we don't boil the sweet potato, the nagoti before.
I don't boil the sweet potatoes.
Everything, it's a pottage, so everything cooks together.
Everything cooks together, so the juice is going. Otherwise, I don't want to boil it in water and lose the sweetness and, just have something.
Now, if you're wondering what a pottage is, it's spelled Pottage. A-G-E.
English teacher.
Yes, I just had to. In Potom is a pottage. Of course, we're doing our drubo, which is essentially a form of Potom. It's also a pottage. Anything that you cook, especially you have a tuber and you cook everything together with the stew, with the spices, with the meat, it's a pottage. So you throw everything in there and cook everything together. You can Google it, check it out.
And you can add some vegetables to that as well. I like to put some pumpkins inside. So you can put some pumpkins in there.
Okay.
And then just cook it down. Okay. So basically you cover that on medium heat and let it cook down.
So when you say pumpkins, like our local pumpkins, our local squash.
Yeah, our local squash, yeah. Just cut it up, put it in.
So we have some, we need to do an episode, maybe I can invite you for that one, just on our tubers.
Yes.
All
that
the tubers we have. We are only focusing on yam and cassava.
There are so many. Yes, we've got so many. And I always say affordable, because people think those things are expensive, but not all of them
go to the
really.
village. Some of them are rotting by the roadside. Just take a trip to your village and pick them. You can chop them or put them in the freezer. You can keep them for months.
And you can keep them for months, yes.
Okay,
so
let's
check on our Eworkple. Okay, that's coming up. That's about to boil. Just stir it out a little bit. Okay. The Eworkple will be done shortly.
Okay. Then we can eat.
Yes.
And I just want to take this opportunity, and I keep saying that once you're in a tropical country and there's food, especially with things like the anchovies, the Bobi, the herrings, the flies come around. And you see these beautifully done candles, Divine Citronella candle.
Yeah.
So she's given us candles and we're using them throughout Heritage Month.
Yay.
Nicely packaged. And the great thing is when it gets finished, you can call her up, she and her team, and they'll refill them.
Excellent.
Yes, and she's also doing a lot
because
with women, giving
the
them
flies
business.
are quiet.
Yeah, very quiet. No, this could have been much worse.
I know.
So thank you to her, and of course, we can't thank Frital, Tasty Tom, and Fan Ice enough for sponsoring What's Cooking.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think
it's getting there. Just give it a couple of minutes, and then we'll come back to it.
It's looking good.
Now our Bobi Tadi is done, so we can turn that off and then put it on the side.
Okay, so when we put that off,
so it's ready for.
Oh, looks too good. Looks so good.
I smell it.
Looks so good.
Right, and when we're done, I'll just make the oats bank really, really quickly.
Alrighty. So let's go on a break. When we come back, we will see, and we will just take on a little journey, brief journey as to how we've done the Eworkple and how it's made and how it comes to be those beautiful balls that we love to eat with our Bobi Tadi. And then also how Nagoti Jogbo looks in the end and the process to getting there. And of course, our Makani Jogbo as well, how we move from point A to point Z or Z. I'm with an English woman, so is Z, is it?
Hey, just go with the flow.
So let's go on a break, and when we come back, more importantly for me, we get to eat our food.
Yes,
we'll be right back.
Citi TV is live. On DSTV, go to channel 363. On GoTV, access Citi TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV on your television. Citi TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. Citi TV, it's your world.
Welcome back. It's time to eat here on What's Cooking. And notice how I said eat. Because I've been saying I'm hungry throughout the episode. And I know you're cooking up a really nice spread, right? There's no way you can ignore your hunger. Like, you can't even take your mind off of it and do something. So you're literally preparing yourself not to be hungry anymore. Right. And I want to remind you that my name is Apioko, first of all, but also that this show is sponsored by Tasty Tom Fakakra, Naye Bebre, as well as Prito. You deserve a life of goodness. And Nice, so nice. And my guest on the show today has been Edinam Davies, who is, of course, look, she's everything extraordinary. Like, I don't know, there's some people, everything they do, it's perfect. Oh. It's, like she's a maestro at everything she touches turns to gold, like that kind of woman. She's the host of Adoration right here on Citi TV and the co-host of Rivers of Worship on 97.3 Citi FM. And she's an ever mamaga. Edinam.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Oh my goodness, we cooked up a storm.
We really did, and now there's dessert. So I'm sure Nice will be very pleased to hear that.
Yes.
Because
maybe we can do a little bit of
yeah. Because with Tasty Tom, I mean, that went into the stew. That's,
Yeah.
And then fried all the oil.
Right.
We used it for, the stew bases and whatnot. But Nice, you didn't see this coming. She's actually prepared some couscous.
Yeah.
Okay, which of course is wheat-based, right?
Yeah.
So some couscous, some yogurt, which she makes herself.
Yes.
And the yogurt is not sweetened. But the sweetener is the Nice American vanilla flavor with chocolate chip. Are you like, how innovative can you get?
Nice should see me.
No, Nice. You need to see her.
Me.
You need to see her. Like, this is cool. This is cool. And then we also have, of course, some chopped up sugar cane here with a yogurt dip.
That's right. So just trying to use yogurt for different things. You can have yogurt as a dip. Oh, akwe.
You didn't expect that, did you?
Well done. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
You can keep your serum name now.
Thank you.
Because we're going to take it off you.
I'm not that bad.
No.
I'm not that bad.
Well done.
I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
But yes. Please, I mean.
So to start us off, a starter.
Okay.
A yogurt starter. So just using probiotic yogurt as a dip. And basically it's unsweetened. So your sugar cane is your sweetener. Okay. So just use that. Try that at home. But see me for yogurt. Try my yogurt with sugar cane at home. So just cut your sugar cane in strips. And then use that as a dip. And what do you think?
I did not see that coming.
It's something different to do.
I did not see it coming. Okay.
So there's a little side plate for you for your sugar cane. Yeah, so that's your sweetener. So I give you some Eworkple.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to just give you a little bit of the banku made out of oats.
The oats banku.
So you can try that as well.
I really
So do you
want
to do that and then we'll come to
no, please. Put everything on the plate, ma'am.
Okay? Yeah. My kind of girl.
So, Edinam, how did you fall in love with cooking? Because, I mean, yes, we're doing heritage foods, but you in general love to cook. And you don't just make Ghanaian dishes when it's Heritage Month. Constantly. I mean, you're the person I call when I want Eworkple and a Bobi Tadi, So how did you even begin to fall in love with food? And especially our heritage foods?
Oh, I mean, we grew up eating proper home-cooked meals. My mom, we made everything, growing up, we made everything at home. We hardly bought anything. We didn't buy gari, we didn't buy, if you wanted like belikaklo, we made it at home. If you wanted a bolo, we made it at home. Everything was made, we made our own zomi. I mean, Mom made everything. She even made soap. So we just got used to eating, home-cooked meals. And my parents entertained a lot. So everybody came home to eat. Our home has always been a pagame. So everybody came home to eat. And so, yeah, that's how it all began. And then Yeah, I picked it up from there. My husband loves my cooking, so maybe I got a little bit more encouragement from there as well.
Well, clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly. Now, I can't with you.
I think we had to harmonize with him.
No. We are not harmonizing with uninvited guests.
How did he sneak in here?
You see, so it's funny. I was just about to say, you know what? He's not here yet. He's probably not going to come. And then he's out from behind me.
Well,
I have to give thanks to God Almighty because He's made things happen before me. He set the table before me. In the presence of my ladies.
I was going to ask you, who is your enemy? You eat today.
My ladies. In the presence of my... Okay, let me get seated.
Well, settle down.
Yes.
So should we start from starters or just...
You see,
Yeah.
I'm just going to welcome you. And I'll welcome you only because it's Heritage Month and we don't sack people in our traditional homes.
You don't have to...
So here you go.
Yogurt.
Oh.
And then you dip the
So
sugar
just
cane
dip your
in
sugar
there.
cane and the yogurt.
Eh.
So try that and tell me what you think.
And what about the coconut something?
We'll
Or
get
no
there.
coconut?
We'll get there.
Okay.
Yes, Edinam.
Yeah, so that's how it all came about. I mean, my parents would feed everybody who walked through.
The masses.
They'll feed the masses. When you walk through the doors, you must eat. It doesn't matter. I mean, they come up with excuses for you to eat. Oh, no, you've been out all day. Like, you must have set off pretty early in the morning. I'm like, really? Did they say that? So, they've been traveling for miles. They need to eat. And so, yes, that's where... So we ended up cooking a lot of things. So I learned how to cook so many different dishes.
You speak a lot about your parents and the things they've taught you about being the ever life,
Yeah.
What are some of the folklore, the interesting stories, or the things that you've learned about some of the meals that we have on the table today? For example, the Eworkple, the Bobi, Tadi. Are there any interesting stories, or even if it's just this is the way it's supposed to be prepared and people are doing it now this way, anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, for example, so for the nagoti, Mom said to me, growing up, there was more. I mean, well, I asked them actually. They said to me, growing up, they had more nagoti than makani. Yes, so naturally, they made more nagoti jobo than makani jobo. But of course, so this also came along and, they made that. But for example, the big deal is the Bobi Tadi. Mom has a thing about it. Not everybody touches. If you visited us and we're going to make Bobi Tadi and you wanted to help us cook, we'll probably let you cut something, maybe tomatoes.
But you won't touch the Bobi?
Not Bobi, no. We won't let you touch it. It's like you have to be taught how to do it and to do it well. The most annoying thing is to actually eat this thing with grit in it. It just spoils your whole experience. So, and then the Eworkple, there's a whole thing I told you about Eworkple. I used to be afraid of it. So I gave it time, learned how to make it. And now, I mean, Mom trusts me to make it. So I told you, if Mom eats it and she loves it, you're good.
Now, I feel very honored because you actually allowed me to clean the Bobi. So I feel like, I've arrived in life. I'm a Bobi connoisseur.
This is it.
I can handle Bobi.
Is it Nogati and what?
This is
Nagoti.
Nagoti.
Not
Yes.
Noguchi.
Nuguchi.
This
Nagoti and
is
what?
Nagoti. So that's sweet potato.
Okay.
Ewe. And makani. They're some of the easier, the quickest things to make, when you come from our part of the world. I mean, it's easy to just, mix your banku, put it on fire, it's done. Mix your amor, put it on fire, it's done. Eworkple same. And cooks really quickly, we eat, and then we're off. We don't, I don't think you won't find us, laboring, not laboring over food aside, but, you don't spend that much time.
No, and of course, I mean, if you think about it, if you live in a fishing community, you spend most of your day or time on the water. Are you now coming to take your time to cook? When you may not have electricity. No, everything has to be quick. Or if you live on a farm, or you're a farmer, you've gone to the farm, you need to make a quick fix on the
That's
farm
right.
to eat your
Yeah.
lunch. You can't waste time there.
You can't waste time there.
No.
I remember
To walk through which bush at night? No. That's
Yeah,
quick.
so
But
That's
that's also
always
the
been-
time when it's being prepared.
It's being prepared.
Daddy and friends will be enjoying some palm wine.
waiting to, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know mom has always placed a lot of emphasis on kaba, you know, the black pepper, kaba, you know, like
Yeah.
there's always a kaba, you know, behind every meal, you know, black pepper, kaba, you know, so everything like quick, you could make a quick meal and then, you know, you're done.
What about, do you know any, of course, you are a professional when it comes to food preparation, food processing, you know. Do you know anything about the nutritional benefits? Or, I mean, just even what jumps out at you, you know? Because I feel like a lot of time we tell ourselves that our foods are not healthy.
No,
We
I
preach
mean,
those things to ourselves, and it's not true, at
It's
least
not
in my
true.
opinion.
I think everything should be done in moderation. So it's the volumes and maybe how you cook it. So for example, today I made the oats banku. I can have that with my Bobi Tadi. And oats is like slow release energy, makes you feel fuller for longer. And yeah, I mean, oats is generally good for. So, for example, if you're a diabetic or whatever, it doesn't raise your blood sugar.
Doesn't spike it.
It doesn't spike your blood sugar. So it's a good alternative to corn. You know, if you don't want to do corn. But also, the Eworkple is actually healthier than the regular banku we are used to, which is the cassava dough and corn dough mix. So if you wanted a quick meal,
Is that because it has pretty much all of the bran in there, all of the fiber, everything is in there?
And it's light as well. So
Yeah, it is
there
very
isn't the added starch, you know, from your cassava in there. So if you wanted banku to eat, I mean, you should try it. I think it's a bit of an acquired taste, but you should just give it a try.
Edinam, when we were even prepping to come and showcase your culinary skills during Heritage Month, we spoke about chimenukwe, for example. You know, do you know what that is?
No.
Should we tell you? So usually, you have your soup, your light soup with your dried fish, and then your tuber, usually your yam or your makani, or sometimes even your nagoti in there. And usually when you're not well or you're convalescent, they'll give it to you. Or when you've just given birth.
They give it to you.
Yeah.
Because you should do a lot of soups and but chimenukwe is not. It's one of my favorite things, really, because we call it donojogo. You know? Because they don't normally make it. But I think it's a healthy meal.
But I love it.
If you got home late in the evening and you wanted something with a bit of substance, you know, something not too heavy,
Light.
but you could just put your yams in your light soup or just boil yam and then have it with light soup.
And the funny thing for me is I don't really like yam. I mean, I was telling you earlier that the water yam for some reason interests me, but on a normal day I won't get up and boil yam.
But you have it in.
And I don't like soup. I'm not one to sit down and there's little pepper soup here. No, I don't have time for that. I want to chew things, you know. Why should I be drinking blended tomatoes and ice?
So you have to pound your yam.
But for some reason, I like the two together. Doesn't even make sense.
The chimenukwe. Wow. So that brings once again, that brings the serum out of you.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
It does. It brings the serum out of you. But I mean,
does.
these are pretty healthy. Sweet potatoes are also low glycemic. So it doesn't spike your blood. And I think it's, like you said about our foods, most of the time we think our foods are not healthy, but it's how we cook them. And then there's so much information out there now, you can just read up on stuff. And then when we eat them. So if you were eating your banku at 7 or 8 p.m., well,
I know some
unless
people
you're
who
going
eat
to be
banku
going
at
to-
midnight too.
Yeah, that's...
Like they literally sleep, wake up, eat banku and go back to sleep. Who
So
does
now
that?
you can send me some of the, which one?
this is nagoti.
Nagoti.
Nagoti jogbo.
Jogbo.
So this is the
Sweet one.
sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
But that also
Very
have a lot of
interesting.
pepper, because I can feel the pepper. It's
You can taste
nice.
the pepper, honey.
Yes.
But I need to taste some of this dessert. So it's a mixture of the fan ice.
It's a mixture of the fan ice and...
specifically the American vanilla flavor with the chocolate chip.
That's with the chocolate chip with my probiotic yogurt and couscous.
I see the couscous in there.
Yes. But it's not complete yet. We're going to just drizzle a little bit of creamy plus on it. Now, this is like...
This is not complete.
This is pure indulgence.
Oh, this is really good.
Oh, just drizzle some creamy plus
so
on it.
creamy plus,
and you're going to thank me later.
Creamy plus? Just a drizzle?
Well, go for it. Okay.
Edinam. This thing that's, Anyway, creamy plus, at least it's low cholesterol.
Oh, yeah.
Vegetable fat, so I'm not scared.
So you're
go for it. Oh my God.
I know, right? That's a bomb right there.
No. But do you know the funny
Can
thing?
you pass me one?
We hadn't planned. No.
Oh, really?
We hadn't planned this dessert.
No.
And then Edinam comes and says, "Oh no! Is there going to be the fan ice, vanilla fan ice?" I say, "Yes, there is." She said, "Okay. I have an idea." And then she just whipped it up.
This is the right accoutrement to use to do that.
We have no words for you.
Bring your own spoon.
Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
We don't like no trouble.
So definitely a recipe to try.
Yeah.
Make sure you get your fan ice, American vanilla chocolate chip, and then
that
your
is
creamy
the chocolate
plus
chip
to sort you out. Amazing. Taster General,
Yes.
what's your verdict?
Let me do this one.
No, I can't let you. If you had come earlier, you'd have started with us from the beginning. You'd have finished by now.
I think I should just take my dessert so he doesn't touch it.
This is straight out of the Volta region, man. No, the name again?
Nagoti Jogbo.
Jogbo.
And then there's Makani Jogbo.
Makani Jogbo. Thank you.
I mean, this is a whole meal on its own. You can have that on its own.
Yeah.
It's got your smoked mackerel in there.
So I basically got Edinam to come and cook all my favorite meals for me.
Well, there you go.
In the name of what's cooking.
Anything for you, Appy. Well, what can I say?
So, yes, for the first day of heritage food bazaar. I think, yes, she's a food specialist.
So she should come for the food bazaar.
Yes. So, I mean, Inochi.
Well,
why you say no? You have to say everything top.
Vivi. You see? No. You see, when I was coming, the songs I was singing should tell you that I'm in the spirit.
You came
everything top.
So anytime, Edinam, can you sing a line for us? Speaking of singing, like just to sign us out, just a line, one line.
A line. Okay.
Ode mako, ade apewo, plenu apewo ha, eke mato nyegbe akafu, wo maupedo menyonyo. Adegbefa wonunyega, Adegbefa wonunyega, siwo katane wanamla, siwo katane wanamla.
That is our version of goodness of God.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice. I told you. She just proved me right. Edinam, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Business, for coming through. We're so grateful. You know you're super busy. You know, like being a lot of things at once. The superwoman that you, the woman that you are. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, thank you very much to Tasty Tom, Fakakra, Naya Bibri. Fan ice, so nice. And thank you for fan ice. And we'll talk about you later. Frytol. You told us that we deserve a life of goodness, so we're living the good life here on Heritage Month on What's Cooking. This is Citi TV as well. Make sure you stay tuned this month. We're making it Ghana, and everything that we do, we have very engaging and compelling content for you both on TV and, of course, on radio. My name is Apioko. We'll see you again next week.